Scott Barber from Winnipeg, Manitoba. John Rayner from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Getting us going here. Opening game, third week of men's 5-pin play, the Canadian Bowling Championships.
Manitoba champion, averaged 297 to qualify. That's a little better.
Look at the carry on that left side. Everything just cleared out.
That was a little bit thin, but because of the hook, the ball's actually breaking into that head pin. Right over the center arrow. Little turn, little deflection. Bowling ball goes to the right. Lots of loft on the ball from John. Different styles. Gets to the foul line in good shape. Lofts it out about 12 feet. Just catches a piece of the head pin, but the bowling ball went behind that right corner pin.
A little shorter, a little choppier, as he has 3 spares in a row to start play. 48 through 2 compared to 35 for Barber, although Scott now has a strike up in 3.
John Rayner keeping it clean.
John plays out of the Bowling Pin House and Fairhaven Bowl in Saskatoon. 265 league average.
Crossed over that time, left hand pocket, leaves the left corner pin.
Maybe expected more out of that, huh?
Well, again, a little bit of a backup, but he's not getting much movement and more deflection than anything because of the speed he throws at. So when he hits it thin, the ball skips away. Accurate on his spares, 4 for 4 so far.
Scott Barber with a strike working in the third. Now here's a gentleman that plays in 8 different bowling centers around Winnipeg. He's also in a traveling league. And that, as you suggest, if you want to be elite or play at the elite level, you have to do that. You have to experience other conditions.
Absolutely, and that traveling league in Winnipeg is one of the best ways to get used to making adjustments. All 8 of those bowling centers are different. They range from wood to synthetic, from second stories to main floors to basements.
So explain the way that works. Now he'll play, I don't know how many games a week he might play, but what do? You're one night you're here, the next week you're here, next week you're here, basically?
Exactly. Every week is a different bowling center. You get to the end of the 8 and you start all over again.
Okay.
I think it's a men's scratch league, and they bowl 5 games. So it's all about being able to make those adjustments. Plus the competition. At Scott's level and at all these players' level, you need the competition on a weekly basis, to keep your game fine-tuned, to keep your head in it. Oh yes, right location, great speed, no question, right hand pocket. Scott now strike up through 5. John Rayner has hit the head pin the last 2 frames, looking for his first strike in the match. Thin again. Left hand pocket, left corner pin. John maybe have to make a little bit of an adjustment here just to avoid those thin hits. They're not carrying for him right now. 3rd corner pin in a row. Deadly accurate on his spares.
Boy, is he ever. That's 5 in a row for him. John is the store manager for Maybe Canada. It's an appliance service center and parts store.
Push that one a little bit even further left. Back up that just didn't make a move on the lane at all. Both bowlers blowing on their hands, keeping them dry, making sure that the grip on the bowling ball is exactly the same on every shot. Well, big error there. Wide open frame here.
So after 5 spares, heading towards his first open in 6.
John now 3 for 3 on the middle. 3 corner pins, 3 misses.
And a 10 count for 134 through 6 compared to Barber, who is at 78 through 4 but has a strike up in 5. So here's this opportunity we talk about so often, Bill. I mean, here is Scott's chance to jump on him.
Doors open. He gets this first strike in the 6th frame here. He'll have the lead in the match.
Scott, who works as a teacher's aide in the Winnipeg school system. There it goes, was late.
Big break, thick left-hand side, and he gets a late falling right corner pin. Very smooth at the foul line. Good reaction though. He's got a lot of stuff on the ball. Very animated too.
He's a big football fan. He played college football in Minnesota, junior college football, and then he's now the defensive coordinator at Elmwood High School in Winnipeg.
Just a little bit of a push on this one.
But boy, there's the opportunity now. I mean, if he can just keep something going, keep marking or doing something, and that, I mean, you look at spares and you go, all right, it's spares. But you know what? That's a nice pin count you got going until you get that 10 and 6.
Well, exactly. And for John, he had 3 corner pins in a row there, made all the spares, so he's getting the good pin count. Difference here is Scott's gone strike in 3, open, strike in 5, strike in 6. Needs to get the mark here. Now, had the opening, took advantage in the 6th. Open here in 7. Now he's going to allow John Rayner to get back into the match.
So the 15 count in the 7th brings Scott to 153. But think back to what we talked about when we signed on and talked about Dave Gourley last week. Gourley was able to put 2, 3, 4 together. Then he'd have a little stumble, put 2, 3 more together. No, you're not seeing this. That was that opportunity for Scott.
It was. He made 2 good shots in a row in 5 and 6, and then 7th frame missed both sides, so you lose your advantage. Experience, confidence. Dave Gourley, when he gets on a run, and a lot of these players are like that. They get on a run, the confidence builds, and it becomes easy.
Spare up for John in the 7th. So he takes slight advantage of that open by Scott. Still looking for his first strike, and really now having a bit of a struggle finding the head pin. Really likes tendency to push it to the left.
Well, he's getting big loft on the ball, and we saw it land 10, 12 feet on this one. That's 15 feet out, and you can see the change in the lane. He's actually almost landed that in the pine. But he's made the good spares coming back. Where he's losing out is on that pin count. When you only count 20 on a spare, you can get behind very quickly.
So 1 pin difference, 1 point difference. 154, 153. Scott Barber. Do it.
Oh, looking for a string pull there. Good shot. A little bit thick, and you can almost hear it from the way the pin sounded on that one. First corner pin of the match for Scott.
His sister Deanna played in the women's pins game a couple of times.
Again, quick glance at the scoreboard here at Silver Dollar. Match is virtually even, one pin separating the players. It's going to be who makes the right move, take advantage. One big shot could win this match.
Like that, possibly, for Scott Barber. Foundation frame in 9, and he picks up the strike. 183 through 8.
Well, and he's getting great reaction when he hits the middle. 5 times he's hit the head pin, and he's got 4 strikes. That's a great percentage. Plus made the right corner spare. John Rayner looking for his first strike in this match. Wow, big loft that time.
Boy.
Caught a piece and converts it. His first strike.
Yeah, no better time. He just saw Barber put one on the board. Goodness gracious.
Third arrow, right at the arrows.
You see, it would seem to me that you can't control it when you throw it that far.
Depends on the trajectory. He keeps the ball fairly low, even though it's lofted kind of a long ways out there. It lands a long way down the lane.
One pin, 1 point through 8, separating the two, both with strikes up in 9, as Rayner will close out here in 10.
Yeah, that's one shot he'd really like back. This is a tough spare. Punch that 3-pin. You gotta either slide the head pin over or get the bowling ball to take out the left corner. Tough one there. Just caught a piece of the head pin, and the bowling ball went inside the left corner. Open frame. If he picks up this corner pin, he'll finish with 227.
Welcome, Bev Cebulski to Calgary. That's John's fiance. We wish them well as he closes out with a 227. Needed more than an open frame in the 10th.
Scott Barber needs a mark in the 10th frame to win the game.
Do it. Yes,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got it.
What a huge shot from Scott Barber.
That gives him a 1-point lead as we welcome his dad, Neil Barber, his uncle, Laurie Story.
Amazing percentage of strikes so far for Scott Barber. Five strikes, 6 attempts. Chop off, first one of the game. .253 with the spare, and he'll advance.
There it is. Very nice finish for Scott Barber. And again, you're looking for that consistency in a scoreboard. And look what he does from 5 on.
Well, again, we talk about finishing a match. 5 and 6 with the double. 8, 9, and 10. Great finish.
Scott Barber from Winnipeg will take one step closer to a 5-pin Canadian Championship.